Throughout history, ancient civilizations have left behind incredible monuments, tools, and writings that continue to baffle modern scientists and engineers. These achievements were made without the use of modern machines, electricity, or even basic mechanical tools that we take for granted today. Despite all our advancements, there are still many ancient technologies that remain a mystery. This video explores some of the most fascinating examples of ancient knowledge and construction that modern science cannot fully explain. Pyramids of Egypt. What makes Stonehenge so mysterious is not just the size and weight of the stones, but the fact that some of them were transported from a quarry nearly 150 miles away. Without wheels or modern transport, moving these stones would have been a monumental task. The object, now known as the Antikythera mechanism, is over 2,000 years old and is considered the world's first known analog computer. It consists of a complex system of gears and dials that could predict solar eclipses, moon phases, and planetary positions. These items include a clay jar, a copper tube, and an iron rod. When assembled, the components resemble a basic battery. Some researchers believe that the ancient people may have used it to produce electricity for electroplating or medicinal purposes. Others argue that it may have had a different, unknown function. While the theory of an ancient battery is still debated, the possibility that ancient civilizations could generate electricity is both fascinating and controversial. The level of mechanical sophistication in this device is comparable to 18th century clockwork. Yet it was made over 1,000 years earlier. Scientists are still puzzled by who made it, how they acquired such knowledge, and why no other similar devices were found until much later in history. These texts mention different types of aircraft, including ones powered by engines, using mercury, and even capable of space travel. Some writings describe aerial battles and travel between planets. While many historians view these texts as mythology, others believe they could be records of advanced technology. The site contains massive stone blocks carved with such precision that modern tools would be needed to replicate them. The stones are made of granite and diorite, two of the hardest materials on Earth, yet they appear to have been cut and shaped with ease. Some blocks weigh over 100 tons, and they fit together like Lego bricks. There is no written record of how this site was built, or by whom. The level of engineering at Puma Punku suggests knowledge and tools far beyond what should have existed at the time. There is no physical evidence of Vimanas today, but the detailed engineering descriptions in texts, like the Vimanika Shastra, have sparked curiosity among researchers and theorists. These geoglyphs depict various animals, plants, and geometric shapes, and are only fully visible from the air. The question is, how did the Nazca people create such large and accurate drawings without the ability to fly? The lines are so precise that they appear to have been made using surveying tools or aerial guidance. Some theories suggest that the lines were part of religious rituals or astronomical observations, but no definitive explanation has been found. The fact that such a primitive culture could create designs only visible from above remains one of the greatest archaeological mysteries. Additionally, the layout of Stonehenge is aligned with the solstices, suggesting that it was used as an astronomical calendar.
Owl.
But how did ancient people achieve such precision without modern instruments? The true purpose and construction method of Stonehenge remain unsolved. The Great Pyramid of Giza is one of the most iconic and mysterious structures in the world. Built over 4,500 years ago, this massive monument was constructed with over 2 million stone blocks, each weighing up to 80 tons. The precision with which these stones were cut and placed is astonishing. This structure is famous for its massive stone walls built with interlocking blocks. The stones fit together so perfectly that even a blade of grass cannot be inserted between them. What's even more amazing is that the stones were not bound by any kind of mortar. The shapes are irregular, yet they fit like puzzle pieces. Some of the stones weigh over 100 tons, and it's still unclear how the Incas managed to cut, move, and place them with such precision. Earthquakes have repeatedly hit the region, yet the structure still stands thanks to the engineering genius of its builders. The entire pyramid is aligned almost perfectly with the cardinal points north, south, east, and west, something that would be difficult even with modern tools. Many theories have been proposed about how the ancient Egyptians managed to move and place such enormous blocks with limited technology. Ramps, pulleys, and manpower have all been suggested. but none of these theories fully explain how the pyramid was built with such precision. Some researchers believe that the ancient Egyptians possessed a form of advanced knowledge, possibly in geometry and astronomy, that has been lost to time. Stonehenge. Stonehenge is a prehistoric monument located in the English countryside. It consists of massive stones arranged in a circular formation. Antikythera mechanism. In 1901, divers discovered a mysterious device in a shipwreck off the coast of the Greek island Antikythera. Baghdad Battery. The Baghdad Battery is a set of 3 artifacts found in Iraq that date back over 2,000 years. Nazca lines in the desert plains of southern Peru. Enormous drawings called the Nazca lines cover the ground. Near the ancient Inca capital of Cusco, Peru, lies the fortress of Vimanas. In ancient Indian texts, in ancient Indian Sanskrit texts, there are detailed descriptions of flying machines called Vimanas. These texts mention different types of aircraft, including ones powered by engines, using mercury, and even capable of space travel. Some writings describe aerial battles and travel between planets. While many historians view these texts as mythology, others believe they could be records of advanced technology. There is no physical evidence of Vimanas today, but the detailed engineering descriptions in texts like the Vimanika Shastra have sparked curiosity among researchers and theorists. These texts mention different types of aircraft, including ones powered by engines, using mercury, and even capable of space travel. Some writings describe aerial battles and travel between planets. While many historians view these texts as mythology, others believe they could be records of advanced technology. There is no physical evidence of Vimanas today, but the detailed engineering descriptions in texts like the Vimanika Shastra have sparked curiosity among researchers and theorists. In Bolivia, the ancient ruins of Puma Punku defy explanation. The site contains massive stone blocks carved with such precision that modern tools would be needed to replicate them. The stones are made of granite and diorite, 2 of the hardest materials on Earth, yet they appear to have been cut and shaped with ease. Some blocks weigh over 100 tons, and they fit together like Lego bricks. There is no written record of how this site was built or by whom. The level of engineering at Puma Punku suggests knowledge and tools far beyond what should have existed at the time. The level of engineering at Puma Punku suggests knowledge and tools far beyond what should have existed at the time. Roman concrete. Roman concrete is one of the reasons many ancient Roman structures have stood the test of time. Buildings like the Pantheon and aqueducts have survived for over 2,000 years, while modern concrete often crumbles in just decades. Scientists recently discovered that Roman concrete contains volcanic ash and other materials that actually strengthen over time. This invention, known as a seismoscope, could sense seismic activity and indicate the direction of the quake. It consisted of a bronze vessel with dragon-shaped heads, each holding a ball. When an earthquake occurred, a ball would fall from a specific dragon's mouth, pointing to the direction of the tremor. What's amazing is that this device worked long before the invention of modern seismographs. These megalithic temples were built long before the pyramids of Egypt and Stonehenge. What makes them so incredible is their complex design and astronomical alignments. Granite is one of the hardest natural materials, yet there are holes in the ancient Egyptian temples that appear to have been made with high-speed drills. Marks on these holes suggest that rotary tools were used, and some cuts are so smooth they look like they were made with laser technology. The site features sharp angles, steps, terraces, and large flat surfaces that resemble an ancient city or temple. Some researchers believe the Yanaguni monument is man-made and could be over 10,000 years old, predating any known civilization. The Nimrod lens, found in modern-day Iraq and dated to around 750 BCE, is believed to be one of the oldest lenses in the world. Made from crystal, it could have been used as a magnifying glass, or even in early telescopes. In ancient Egypt and Greece, polished crystal lenses have also been found, suggesting that ancient scientists may have had a basic understanding of how to bend light. Some even speculate that ancient Egyptians may have used lenses to help carve fine hieroglyphics or conduct astronomical observations. These discoveries raise questions about how much optical technology was actually available in the ancient world. Skeptics argue that the formations are natural, created by erosion. However, the structure asymmetry and the presence of what look like roads and columns have led many to believe that it is the remains of a sunken civilization. possibly lost in time due to rising sea levels after the Ice Age. Similar signs of ancient drilling have been found in China, South America, and India. How ancient civilizations achieved such smooth and perfect cuts in extremely hard materials without modern tools is still a mystery. Temples like Kagar Kim and Najdra are constructed with huge limestone blocks and are aligned with the solstices. Some of the stones weigh up to 20 tons and are placed with extreme accuracy. The builders of these temples had a deep understanding of astronomy, architecture, and engineering far beyond what we expect from people of that time. Zhang Heng's invention shows that ancient people had an understanding of physics and engineering that was far ahead of its time. The exact mixture and process used by the Romans had been lost for centuries. Modern researchers are now studying Roman concrete in hopes of creating more durable construction materials. The fact that ancient builders created something superior to modern technology continues to impress scientists and engineers alike. Zhang Heng's earthquake detector in 132 AD, a Chinese scientist named Zhang Heng built a device to detect earthquakes. Temple of Jupiter at Baalbek. In the ancient city of Baalbek in modern-day Lebanon stands the ruins of the Temple of Jupiter, one of the most puzzling ancient structures ever built. At its base are three massive stone blocks known as the trilithon, each weighing around 800 to 1,000 tons. These stones are among the largest ever used in construction and were placed with astonishing precision. The question that still puzzles modern engineers is how these massive stones were transported from a nearby quarry and lifted into position without the use of modern cranes or machinery. Even today, with all our advanced technology, moving such stones would be a major challenge. The ancient builders clearly possessed knowledge or techniques that remain unknown to us today. Megalithic temples of Malta. The islands of Malta are home to some of the oldest freestanding stone structures in the world. Dating back to around 3600 BCE, ancient drilling techniques in many ancient sites, especially in Egypt, there is evidence of precise drilling in granite and other hard stones. Yonaguni, underwater ruins. Off the coast of Yonaguni Island in Japan, divers discovered what appears to be a massive underwater structure. Ancient lenses and optics there is growing evidence that ancient civilizations understood optics far earlier than we once believed. Greek fire was a weapon used by the Byzantine Empire, particularly effective in naval battles. It could ignite upon contact with water and was nearly impossible to extinguish with water alone. The exact formula and method of deployment remain lost to history. Some records say it was sprayed through tubes or siphons, similar to modern flamethrowers. Greek fire terrified enemy fleets and gave the Byzantines a powerful advantage for centuries. Despite numerous attempts, modern scientists and chemists have not been able to recreate the exact substance. The secret was so well kept that it disappeared entirely after the fall of the Byzantine Empire, Teotihuacan, and its energy secrets. These caves were created inside solid rock and have no windows or natural light sources. Yet the artwork inside is extremely detailed and vibrant. How did the artists paint these murals in the dark caves? The site is filled with carved stones, giant statues, and the famous Gateway of the Sun. Many of the carvings are believed to have astronomical significance and may have functioned as a calendar. The precision and complexity of these designs suggest a deep understanding of the cosmos. Some researchers claim that the site could be over 15,000 years old based on celestial alignments. Some of these obelisks weigh hundreds of tons and were transported across great distances from quarries to their final destinations. How did the Egyptians move these massive monoliths without cranes or machinery? Discovered in the 1960s, stretches multiple levels deep beneath the surface and is large enough to house over 20,000 people along with livestock and supplies. The city includes ventilation shafts, wells, communal rooms, and even churches. However, it's also described as a powerful and dangerous object, capable of emitting intense energy, killing people who touched it and leveling city walls. Some researchers suggest that the Ark might have been a highly advanced electrical device. Its design, including golden surfaces and poles for transport, resembles elements of a capacitor. While no physical evidence of the Ark has been found, the descriptions in ancient texts suggest it might have been more than just a religious symbol. Its sudden disappearance has fueled countless theories, from being hidden in Ethiopia to buried under the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. What's truly baffling is how this city was carved into solid rock without modern tools. The complexity and scale of the engineering suggests advanced planning and construction knowledge. Even more astonishing is that there are no signs of soot or smoke, indicating some other form of lighting may have been used, or ventilation was perfectly designed. Who built it and why they needed such a vast underground shelter remains one of history's biggest mysteries. Some theories suggest the use of sledges and water to reduce friction, but lifting them upright remains a serious mystery. The unfinished obelisk in Aswan, which cracked before being completed, still lies in the quarry and gives a glimpse into the scale of work involved. Even today, moving and erecting such massive stones is a monumental task. If this is true, it would mean that Tiahuanaco was built by a civilization far older than the Incas. And with knowledge rivaling our own in astronomy and mathematics, some believe they used mirrors to reflect sunlight deep into the caves, while others suggest the use of ancient oil lamps. However, no soot has been found on the ceilings, which would be expected if fire was used. These massive megalithic graves are said to date back thousands of years and were named because of their enormous size. According to local legends, the tombs were used by a race of giants. The stones used to build them are unusually large, and their arrangement suggests careful planning and construction. While most archaeologists consider them to be communal graves, their size and complexity have led some to believe they could be remnants of a lost advanced culture. This has led some to speculate about more advanced or forgotten lighting techniques. Teotihuacan is an ancient city in Mexico that features massive pyramids, such as the Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon. The entire city is aligned with celestial bodies, and may have served as a kind of astronomical observatory. What's even more intriguing is the discovery of liquid mercury pools underneath one of the pyramids. Mercury is highly toxic and difficult to obtain, yet it was used in significant quantities. The purpose of the mercury remains unknown. Some researchers believe it could have been used in rituals, or as part of a symbolic underworld. The entire layout of Teotihuacan follows a sacred geometry that suggests advanced knowledge of science, mathematics, and energy fields. The Iron Pillar of Delhi. Standing in Delhi, India, is an iron pillar that has baffled metallurgists for decades. Erected around 400 AD, the pillar is over 7 meters tall and weighs more than 6 tons. What makes it remarkable is that it has not rusted significantly in over 1,600 years. Despite being exposed to rain, wind, and pollution, modern iron rusts in a matter of decades, yet this ancient column remains almost intact. Scientists believe that the ancient blacksmiths who built it used a special method of iron production and coating. However, the exact technique has not been successfully reproduced, making this another example of forgotten knowledge. The Ajanta Caves lighting mystery. The Ajanta Caves in India are a series of rock-cut caves filled with intricate paintings and sculptures that date back over 2,000 years. Tiahuanaco's calendar and carvings. Tiahuanaco is an ancient city near Lake Titicaca in Bolivia. The Sardinian giants' tombs in Sardinia, Italy, there are mysterious structures called giants' tombs. Obelisks and their transport. Ancient Egypt is famous for its obelisk stall, 4-sided pillars made of a single piece of stone. Derinkuyu, underground city. In the Cappadocia region of Turkey, there lies a vast underground city known as Derinkuyu. The Ark of the Covenant mentioned in the Bible. The Ark of the Covenant is said to have been a sacred chest containing the stone tablets of the Ten Commandments. Petra and advanced water technology. Petra, the ancient city carved into rose-red cliffs in Jordan, is not only visually stunning, but also a technological marvel. One of its most incredible features is its water management system. Petra lies in a desert region, yet the Nabateans who built it developed advanced methods to capture, store, and distribute water using canals, aqueducts, and cisterns. Dating back to around 7000 BCE, this ancient settlement featured organized, trapezoidal houses with stone foundations, something extremely rare for that time. The architecture was carefully aligned with astronomical points, and the design of the buildings suggests knowledge of geometry and engineering principles not typically associated with Mesolithic people. Statues found on the site also hint at a sophisticated spiritual culture. The advanced layout and construction techniques challenge our assumptions about the level of development in prehistoric Europe. The site features enormous stone walls, some up to 11 meters high, constructed without mortar. The stones are perfectly balanced, and the construction suggests skilled engineering and planning. The purpose of the site remains unclear. In South America, underground tunnels connect Incan cities across great distances. In Europe, particularly in Austria and Germany, narrow tunnels dating back thousands of years snake through the countryside. Some are so small that people would have had to crawl through them. Their exact purpose remains unclear. Were they used for escape, travel, or spiritual rituals? How were they carved through solid rock without modern mining equipment? The Indian Rig Veda, Babylonian tablets, and Egyptian writings all describe machines, weapons, and structures that sound like modern inventions. Some mention fire that does not burn wood, flying chariots, or devices that can see distant objects. In the Mayan pyramid, of clapping at the base of the stairs creates an echo that mimics the call of the sacred Quetzal bird. In Hindu temples of South India, chants resonate perfectly inside domes and stone halls. Even the Great Pyramid of Giza has mysterious acoustic chambers that amplify certain sounds. These examples suggest ancient builders understood sound waves and resonance far better than we thought. The use of acoustic science in spiritual or ceremonial contexts hints at a deeper level of knowledge and purpose in temple construction. Were these metaphors, myths, or actual descriptions of lost technologies? As more ancient texts are translated and studied, some historians believe we may uncover forgotten knowledge that could explain the marvels left behind by ancient civilizations. These networks suggest that ancient peoples were not only capable of complex planning, but also shared tunnel-building knowledge across regions. Some believe it was a royal palace, while others think it served religious or trading purposes. What puzzles archaeologists most is how such complex construction was achieved using only local tools and materials. The ruins challenge outdated views that African societies lacked architectural sophistication. Recent discoveries of ingots off the coast of Sicily suggest that orichalcum may have actually existed. The metal was likely a mixture of copper, zinc, and other elements, giving it a unique golden appearance. The fact that ancient metallurgists could create complex metal alloys with precision is impressive. If orichalcum was real, it shows that ancient cultures had advanced smelting and alloying techniques. Their technology allowed them to thrive in a harsh, arid environment. Some channels were cut into solid rock with perfect gradient calculations to allow water flow. Modern engineers still study Petra's water systems to learn how such efficient designs were created thousands of years ago. One example is the Caracol Observatory in Mexico. Built by the Maya, it was used to track the movements of Venus and other planets. He worked alone and moved blocks of coral weighing several tons without modern machinery. To this day, no one knows exactly how he did it. Some speculate he used magnetism, leverage, or even lost knowledge from ancient Egypt. Ed himself claimed to have rediscovered the methods used to build the pyramids. While the coral castle is not ancient, it raises questions about whether ancient people had access to simple but powerful techniques now forgotten. The structure has windows and doorways positioned precisely to align with astronomical events. In Nabta Playa, Egypt, stone circles from over 7,000 years ago also align with solstices and star constellations. These findings show that ancient cultures had a deep understanding of astronomy without telescopes or modern tools. How they made such accurate observations remains a point of wonder and debate. Lepenski Ver architecture. On the banks of the Danube River in Serbia lies the archaeological site of Lepenski Ver, ancient astronomical observatories across the globe. Many ancient civilizations built structures aligned with celestial bodies. The Great Zimbabwe ruins in southern Africa lies the mysterious ruins of Great Zimbabwe. Once a thriving city built between the 11th and 15th centuries, tunnels of the ancient world. All over the world, ancient tunnels have been found, some stretching for miles. A coral castle of Florida. The coral castle in Florida was built in the 20th century by a single man, Ed Leedskalnin, who claimed to know the secrets of ancient construction. Lost knowledge in ancient texts. Many ancient texts reference technologies that seem to advance for their time. Acoustic engineering in temples. Several ancient temples around the world were built with astonishing acoustic properties. It's the mystery of orichalcum. Orichalcum is a legendary metal mentioned by ancient Greek philosophers like Plato. It was said to shine like fire and be second only to gold in value. The Moai of Easter Island, the Moai statues of Easter Island, are one of the most iconic archaeological mysteries in the world. These enormous stone figures, some weighing over 80 tons and standing up to 33 feet tall, were carved by the Rapa Nui people hundreds of years ago. The real mystery lies in how they moved these massive statues across long distances, often over hills and rough terrain, to their final positions. No wheels, cranes, or metal tools were available at the time. Some theories suggest they were walked upright using ropes and human force, while others believe advanced knowledge of balance and leverage was used. What makes this map extraordinary is its accuracy and the claim by its creator that it was based on even older maps. The map shows the coastline of Antarctica without its ice cap, which suggests knowledge of the continent before it was covered in ice thousands of years ago. Early Chinese compasses used for geomancy and navigation were crafted with lodestone, a naturally magnetized mineral. These were invented over 2,000 years ago, long before compasses appeared in Europe. These heads were carved from basalt and transported across vast distances without the wheel. The faces on the heads are incredibly detailed, and some even have helmets, suggesting cultural or military significance. The precision of the carving, the scale of the stones, and the logistics required to move them are all unexplained. No written records have been found from the Olmec, leaving researchers to wonder how such a civilization could have achieved such monumental construction with such limited evidence of tools and technology. Described by the Greek philosopher Plato, Atlantis was said to be a powerful and advanced kingdom that existed thousands of years ago, but was destroyed in a cataclysm and sank beneath the sea. Plato's detailed descriptions include references to canals, irrigation systems, massive architecture, and advanced metallurgy. While Atlantis has never been proven to exist, the idea that such a civilization once flourished and vanished continues to fuel theories about ancient advanced knowledge lost to time. Some believe that traces of Atlantis can be found in Egypt, the Mediterranean, or even Antarctica. The use of magnetic properties for orientation and even spiritual alignment shows an understanding of Earth's magnetic field. In terms of seismology, the early earthquake detectors were so precise that they could detect distant tremors, even when humans couldn't feel them. He wrote about doors that opened automatically when a fire was lit on an altar, powered by changes in air pressure and steam. He also created early vending machines and mechanical theaters. These inventions were well documented but later forgotten during the Middle Ages. Hero-esque designs show that ancient engineers understood concepts like pneumatics and hydraulics technologies, considered modern until rediscovered centuries later. The Chinese ability to harness natural forces and observe patterns in the earth and sky was centuries ahead of their time. If true, it would imply that an ancient civilization had global exploration and cartography capabilities far beyond what was previously believed possible. Still, no single theory has completely explained the logistics. Even more fascinating is that some of the statues are buried with full torsos underground, meaning they are much taller than they appear. How and why the Rapa Nui constructed these figures remains a puzzle. Ancient Egyptian depictions of what some interpret as light bulbs appear in the Dendera temple complex. These show a large bulb-shaped object connected to a cable with a serpent-like filament inside. Skeptics say these are symbolic or religious images, but some researchers argue they could represent electrical devices. Additionally, ancient Indian texts describe Agni arrows and other weapons that resemble electrical or energy-based devices. If any of these depictions are accurate, they would imply an understanding of electricity far before it was officially discovered. Sound levitation in ancient cultures. Some ancient legends describe the use of sound to move heavy objects. In Tibetan folklore, monks reportedly used sound frequencies and chants to levitate large stones during construction. Ancient Sanskrit texts from India also speak of sound being used in sacred rituals and technologies. Though no solid physical evidence exists to support these tales, modern studies in acoustics and vibration have shown that sound waves can indeed move small particles and even suspend lightweight objects. Could ancient civilizations have discovered and harnessed this phenomenon on a larger scale? It remains one of the more speculative but intriguing possibilities in the realm of lost technologies. Prehistoric maps and the Piri race map Created in 1513 by an Ottoman admiral, is a famous ancient map that appears to show parts of South America, Africa, and even Antarctica centuries before these regions were officially discovered or mapped. Ancient Chinese seismology encompasses, in addition to Zhanghen's seismoscope. Ancient China was home to many technological advances that still impress scientists today. The Olmec civilization and giant heads. The Olmec civilization, which existed in Mesoamerica over 3,000 years ago, is known for its massive stone heads, some weighing up to 50 tons. Mysterious ancient batteries beyond Baghdad. While the Baghdad Battery is the most well-known, there are other hints of ancient knowledge of electricity. The lost city of Atlantis is perhaps the most famous lost civilization ever mentioned. The Hellenistic automatic doors and machines hero of Alexandria, a Greek engineer from the 1st century AD, described and built a number of automatic machines using simple mechanical principles. Unexplained precision at Giza and other sites besides their sheer scale. The pyramids at Giza and similar structures around the world exhibit an incredible level of precision. The Great Pyramid's base is nearly a perfect square and aligned almost perfectly to true north. The angles, sides, and placement of the stones are so accurate that they rival laser-guided construction. Even more baffling, some of the cuts in granite stones are as smooth as glass and appear to have been drilled or sawed with extreme accuracy. These features are also found in Peru, Bolivia, and even ancient India, suggesting a shared knowledge or technique among civilizations that supposedly had no contact. Mainstream Egyptologists date it to around 2500 BCE, built during the reign of Pharaoh Khafre. However, some geologists have challenged this timeline. They point to erosion patterns on the Sphinx that suggest it was heavily weathered by rainwater, something that hasn't occurred in the Sahara. For over 7,000 years, the Damascus steel of the Middle East, used in swords and knives, was so strong and flexible that it became legendary. Yet the exact method of its creation was lost over time, though no such chambers have been officially confirmed. Ground-penetrating radar surveys have detected anomalies under the Sphinx's paws. Could this be the site of lost scrolls, blueprints, or even ancient technological manuals? The Egyptian government has denied access for deeper excavations, fueling conspiracy theories and curiosity among researchers. Whether the Hall of Records exists or not, the idea suggests that ancient civilizations may have recorded and hidden their knowledge in secret places. These cities had roads, irrigation, buildings, geometrically aligned layouts completely hidden under centuries of vegetation. The discoveries showed that civilizations we once considered primitive actually had advanced urban planning, architecture, and technology. It raises the possibility that many more forgotten civilizations may be waiting to be uncovered. These findings support the theory that history as we know it is incomplete and that many ancient technologies and societies have yet to be rediscovered. Similarly, in India, a method called Wootz steel was used to create high-quality blades with unique patterns and strength. These techniques involved nanostructures of carbon and iron, something modern science only rediscovered recently. How ancient blacksmiths achieved such high levels of precision in metallurgy without microscopes or chemistry labs is still debated. If true, this would mean the Sphinx predates ancient Egypt itself and may have been built by an even older civilization. Adding to the mystery, the head of the Sphinx seems disproportionately small compared to its body, leading some to believe it may have originally had a different head, perhaps that of a lion or even an animal deity later recarved. Trilithons and impossible stones. Across ancient sites like Baalbek, Stonehenge, and Machu Picchu, we see evidence of the use of impossible stones, blocks of stones so large and heavy that even modern technology would struggle to move them. Some researchers suggest the image was created using an unknown form of radiation or energy, which burned the cloth at a molecular level. If this theory holds any truth, it could imply that ancient people may have had access to a form of energy or technology that we still can't fully understand. Whether it's a miracle or misunderstood science, the shroud remains unexplained. The trilithons in Baalbek weigh over 800 tons. The foundation stones of the Western Wall in Jerusalem also include multi-ton blocks placed with perfect accuracy. No matter where they are found, these megaliths raise the same questions. How were they quarried, transported, and placed so precisely? No cranes, pulleys, or written guides have been found to explain this feat. It's as if these civilizations had access to methods of reducing weight, or, enhancing human strength, something we still don't understand today. The Sphinx and Erosion Mysteries, the Great Sphinx of Giza, with its enormous lion body and human face, is one of the most mysterious monuments on Earth. Ancient lost knowledge of metallurgy. Across the ancient world, we see evidence of metalwork that challenges our understanding of what was possible in the past. The Hall of Records theory: some believe that hidden beneath the Sphinx or other monuments in Egypt lie sealed chambers known as the Hall of Records, an ancient library or vault containing lost knowledge from an advanced civilization. The Shroud of Turin and image encoding. While the Shroud of Turin is mainly seen as a religious relic, it has also sparked interest from scientists due to the mysterious way the image of a man was imprinted onto the cloth. LiDAR discoveries in the Amazon and Cambodia. New discoveries using LiDAR technology have revealed massive lost cities in the Amazon rainforest and the Cambodian jungles near Angkor Wat.